Mr. Chidambaram, the former Union Cabinet Minister, who himself ended up spending some time in jail in a PMLA case, has a rather interesting story to tell. The description of the present day government in Maharashtra. Mr. Chidambaram describes it as a three-legged animal which is wanting to run and win a 100-meter race. The story is that the BJP has played a masterstroke by bringing in an Ajit Pawar-led NCP into its fold and thereby reducing its dependence on Eknath Shinde. That, my friends, is just a headline. Now, the rest of the story. All three camps are now being forced to confabulate with the BJP High Command. Eknath Shinde won't budge, Ajit Pawar won't move, and Devendra Fadnavis is watching very, very closely from the sidelines. Here's how the numbers are right now in the Maharashtra government. Ajit Pawar wants the finance portfolio for himself. Now, Ajit Dada's logic is straightforward and simple. He says, मैं पहले था वित्त मंत्री जब उद्धव ठाकरे मुख्यमंत्री थे और अब अगर मैं आपके साथ आया हूं तो अब भी मैं ही वित्त मंत्री बनूंगा. But Eknath Shinde is unwilling to have any of that. His problem is that the commitments that he had made to the MLAs who had switched sides with him, he has not been able to honor all the commitments which he had made to all those MLAs. So if he bites the bullet right now, if he comes down a notch, his relevance, his importance in the eyes of the dissident MLAs who had moved with him, that comes down. So Mr. Shinde does not want anything to do with it. Both Ajit Pawar and Eknath Shinde are now vying for two of the creamiest portfolios, the PWD ministry as well as the finance portfolio. The NCP camp led by Ajit Pawar's argument is that both these portfolios have been with the NCP in the past. In fact, if you remember, Sunil Tatkare, who's also part of Ajit Pawar's camp now, was even being investigated for the infamous irrigation scam along with Ajit Pawar, while the PWD ministry was with them. Let's look at the original stack of numbers and then see how the numbers are changing. The Shiv Sena originally under Uddhav Thackeray had 55 MLAs, out of which Eknath Shinde pulls out with 40. Out of this 40, 9 MLAs were sworn in as ministers, and then Eknath Shinde gave that lollipop to all his supporters. तुम्हारा भी नंबर आएगा, जरा आप कतार में खड़े रहें. Now what happens is that Ajit Pawar is in the game. NCP originally had 53 MLAs. Ajit Pawar claims that he's moving in with 30 MLAs. Other than the two critical portfolios which he wants for himself, he's also made commitments to the likes of the Satara MLA who wants a heavy cash dole out for himself, for his sugar factory, as well as a prominent ministry in the Maharashtra government. I'm not even talking about the 105 MLAs of the BJP, by the way, because Mr. Fadnavis' supporters also have some ambitions. No, jaye to jaye kahan aakhirkar. This number management is just one part of the story. For a moment, let's go back to 2014 and 2015, when the BJP was this absolutely stupendous election winning machinery. Can you even imagine BJP being pushed to this degree to determine Mantri kaun banega? If ultimately Amit Shah has to intervene on all these critical subjects, well then, what happens to the rest of the party? What does it tell you about the state of the BJP itself? What's the BJP's real plan in Maharashtra? Let's now move to that part of the story. For the last decade and a half, areas around western Maharashtra, from Baramati to Satara, had all become hubs. Let's look at some of the key numbers around this area. In the 2014 Lok Sabha elections, when the BJP and Shiv Sena fought together, if you were to extrapolate the Lok Sabha numbers at an assembly level, this combined got 232 out of 288. In the subsequent assembly elections, they fought separately, and yet the two sides came together with 185. In the next Lok Sabha elections, in 2019, the dominance again of this combined was so clear and brutal that at an assembly level, they were ahead in 226 segments. On the opposition front, the Congress-NCP combo scored 42 assembly segments at the Lok Sabha level in 2014 and 83 in the subsequent assembly elections. The story did not change much when you look at the 2019 Lok Sabha elections as well. The only reason why the NCP and the Congress remained somewhat alive in Maharashtra despite this massive BJP onslaught from 2014 to 19 are these seats in Western In 2014 Lok Sabha elections and in 2019 Lok Sabha elections, while the BJP Sena combined was making mincemeat of the opposition in all regions, the only region where they did not get an outright two-thirds majority, meaning the only region where they did not get more than 80% of the existing seats, was this region of Western Maharashtra. Now see the BJP's plan. The Sena is split, the NCP is split. Of course, when these rebel factions come together, the BJP will have to give seats, will have to give tickets to the rebel factions only. But does it not open the possibility for the BJP to maybe increase its stake, increase its gains in Western Maharashtra? Is the real strategy of Amit Shah and Devendra Fadnavis behind bringing in an Ajit Pawar or bringing in an Eknath Shinde, very simply put this: make gains in Western Maharashtra, consolidate your position in Western Maharashtra, and if you can, increase your position in Western Maharashtra, well, you're home and dry. I think, folks, Western Maharashtra and then the state of Maharashtra is the real state, the real electoral challenge, where that oft repeated phrase that elections is not often about arithmetic but about chemistry. Sometimes it may not be about chemistry but arithmetic. I think this adage is going to be tested specifically in this region of Western Maharashtra. So, that, my friends, was the rest of the story about Battleground Maharashtra. Each episode will try and bring you a different facet as we build up to that biggest political akhada, Battleground 2024.